One thing you do. First you stick a rag, put it in the bag. Bump, bump. Then you bend your back, put it in the sack. Bump, bump. That's the way you start. It's a lot of fun. Bump, bump. Cotton cake is putting papers in the bag.
Show. I felt like I don't belong here.
Completely out of place, huh?
But I mean, it was all hipster friendly, so people always tell me, "Oh, you look like them," so I fit in basically.
Oh, that's cool. Well, anybody could fit in that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep, anyone can fit in. Welcome to the Brothers Bear Podcast. We've been recording actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It doesn't matter. It's all right. We could just go right into it. It doesn't really matter. But this is the Brothers Bear Podcast with Sanch.
Santos Medrano.
And Schweddy.
It was like if it was like a robot. It's like Schweddy. Schweddy.
I totally forgot. That's why I was like,
Schweddy.
I was still baffled over the part where you turned it on. I was like, oh no, I gotta remember.
It's all right, man. We just work it in. You know, it goes to show that this is always live. Well, it's live now, but when you hear it, it's not live.
It was live for us, not them.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the third episode of the Brothers Bear Podcast, and we are here having a great time. Again, we are waiting on my brother, but I haven't heard from him. We were texting earlier, but I haven't heard anything from him, so I'm just waiting for him.
I was at work and I told him don't text me.
I haven't heard from him. I mean, like I said, I was texting him earlier, and he said he would be roughly around at our house the time we were start recording, but I haven't heard anything. So I figure I'm like, all right, well, again, Schweddy's on a time frame, so we just started recording. But I know he'd actually be here because he did guarantee that he would be here. So there's no worry at that point. But yeah, so this is episode 3, and we just want to give like a little news up front about the. Never mind. Hold on. That's hold on. That's Cesar.
Wait, don't answer.
I know. That was the good part.
Hello?
Hey, it's me, Cesar.
What up? Why aren't you here? What happened?
I'm trying to get there. I went to go wash my car. So I came in, I closed the door on accident, I left the keys inside. But once the keys are inside,
Wait, so you locked your keys in the car?
yeah, it automatically locked. So now I'm running home so I can go get the extra set of keys and go back.
Oh, great.
So there's no one to go get the keys. It's only 6 miles down the road, so I'm running down the road right now.
You're running 6 miles?
What's that?
You're running 6 miles home? Damn.
There's going to be 6 here and 6 back.
Don't worry, I'll make it on time.
It usually takes me an hour just to try to run 5 miles.
What's that?
It takes me about an hour to run 5 miles. Well, then again, you're in the army, so you probably run faster than me.
Well, I'll run these 6 miles, but there's 6 back. I'll probably be slower. So I don't know what time I'll get there. The door's unlocked. Grandma should be awake. Or maybe not, I don't know.
All right, well, just real quick then, I guess, before we let you go, have you seen any movies lately?
No, actually I haven't. I don't remember what the last thing I heard. I did hear you guys' podcast, though. Keep listening to them. Makes you laugh. Usually I'm in the gym listening, and then I'm over here laughing by myself, because no one can hear what's in my headphones. They're like, what the hell's wrong with that guy over there? He's laughing at himself.
Well, you got to get here on time, so just try to, for sure, episode 4, that's our month after being recording, so you got to try to be here for the 4th episode.
Okay. All right. Next time I won't try to lock my keys in the car.
All right. All right. Well, we'll see you then.
All right. You guys take care. Have fun.
All right.
I'll see you guys later.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye.
And that was Cesar Medrano, ladies and gentlemen. The third brother.
Bear.
Yeah. All right. Bear. So as you heard, he's not gonna be here again.
Yeah, he sounded tired right when he answered the phone.
Oh, he's running 6 miles, dude.
Yeah.
I wasn't picturing him eating. Running. I picture him eating. It seemed like he was like, like with the big cheeseburger in his
That's probably what he's doing. He just called around. He's like, he just ran in place for a little bit at home, and he's like, hey guys, I'm tired. So, I don't even know if that's really him.
He's at Hometown Buffet right now.
He's like, hey guys. Well, like I said, guys, he'll be here next week. He said it himself. So, yeah, I guess we'll just go through the show from here. So, yeah, we just have some cool little info for you guys. First and foremost, our picture, the Brothers Bear podcast picture. We are actually going to be, I'm going to be changing it up just a little bit. We'll have some new artwork. Also, too, if anything, there might be a possibility where I'll fully change it just for the fact that, we never know. It's like where this can lead us, and I don't really want to be using that Disney picture, so I don't want to get in trouble.
Man,
so
you can't sleep at night,
I know.
Come me. I'm going to red slip at work.
Oh, Santa, where are you? We're coming after you.
Oh,
and they're going to probably try to kill me. But yeah, that's the thing. If there's any artists out there, and you could draw, that'd be cool. If you could actually try to draw us a cool picture of us. But I don't know. It'll be great. So yeah, so new artwork coming, and then also too, I just want to give out a shout out. This is our little shout out section to all our fans. So yeah, so this is a shout out. So I just want to give a big shout out to Ricky Miranda for being the 40th like on our Facebook page. Woo! Yeah, he was our 40th like. Yesterday, I threw it out there. I'm like, hey, let's try to get 40 likes before we start recording.
And it actually happened.
Yep. And
wow.
He ended up being our 40th like. So yeah, so that's what was the awesome. Also, too, let's give a big thanks to again, the Bridgetown podcast. They've been pushing us and promoting us, and a lot of their fans have been jumping onto our podcast, so that's really awesome for them. You guys been
yeah, I forgot about that.
you guys have been promoting it.
Everybody that episode 4 and yesterday episode 5 just dropped. Everybody, thank you for listening and actually jumping from Bridgetown to Brothers Bear. Like I said on the Bridgetown podcast, it's 2 different shows. This one's way different, and this one's more media, entertainment, pop culture, all of that. And the other one's more like segments and random topics and things that we can just think of them in our head. So thank you, everybody. This is Carlos.
Yeah. So that's great. And also too, it's just like we just want to thank our fans out there.
I'd like to thank my wife for thanking. Yeah, thank my wife, man. She's awesome for letting me come over here and taking care of them 2 little rascals.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, thank her.
Holler.
You didn't want to. Oh, you probably just want to leave it as your wife. You didn't want to.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, Megan Luzak. Yeah, whatever. Put her phone number out too. Like 626 area code.
There's a Facebook right here.
There's a Facebook account. Yeah.
MySpace, email, license plate, social. And last is just to all of those. We're not sure how many of you are listening out there, but it's just if there's only one of you out there that listening, it's still great because
you're awesome.
Yeah, because we're doing even though we're having fun together, we are doing it for the fans, and that's just great to know that so we got 1 comment, so that's awesome. So yeah, so that's it for the shout outs. And
actually, I got one last one. This is my friend Joey. He was one of the first shout outs as well that we did on the Bridgetown podcast, but I know he's a heavy podcast listener from I remember he told me that he listens to about 4 to 5 hours worth of podcasts within a day sometimes.
Damn,
that's
a lot of podcasts.
So when I did the Bridgetown,
does it work?
Yeah, that's why.
Oh wow, damn! I can't even pull that off.
I listen a lot.
That's why
do too, but I can't listen to 5 in one day.
Yeah.
Oh well, then again, I guess it matters because if you. Yeah.
But he gave me a lot of critique about the Bridgetown, and he's been listening to this one, so I know, I have listeners from the Bridgetown that are jumping onto this, but I know he's one of the main ones that right away he jumped onto this one, so I want to thank him for that.
Oh, for sure. Has he said anything about? Because you said he critiques your guys'?
Yeah.
Has he said anything about the This one?
Yeah, he said, well, because he's a hardcore Lost fan, so he was just like, no!
That's right, Lost suck!
Yeah, dude.
No, but he told me about it. He was like, no, I wish I was there to, like, defend it, and I don't know, that would have been cool if, like, the smoke came in and he just popped out. It was like,
It's talking about the smoke, mate.
But no, he was supportive about it. He was really cool about it. And then he just told me, he's like, you got to watch it again. So thanks to him, I was like, you know, it's all on Netflix. I think I'll give it another shot to like watch it all again.
To bring it up real quickly, too, I mean, it was 7 seasons. Is pretty long, and to remember all that stuff is pretty hard. But at the same time, going through them like without commercials is really good. You know, good
yeah,
watch.
it does.
I mean,
Yeah, it's true.
It's not. It can't critique too much. I mean, too hard. In the end, I actually enjoyed it. A lot of people didn't. Although the whole they were dead, right?
Yeah.
Some form of that. But.
Well, what was it? I mean, another thing that was an issue was, remember, it's like they would show the last not the last episode. They would show an episode, and right at the very end, it's like, you know, in 1 year in law. And you're like, a year? Like, you had to wait a year? Like, they would show, like, it was a season, but they would split it up. Like, remember, we used to piss us off, huh?
Yeah.
Like, that was the one thing I hated. Like, they would show 3 episodes in 2 months. And you're like, really? Why 2 months? And then in 1 week, you know, like, or in a year. And you're like, what the hell?
I don't remember it. I mean, yeah, I do remember that, but it's kind of.
You're like, nah, I don't remember. Yeah, I remember that.
No, I hit me in the head. But I briefly, like, there we go. I briefly remember that kind of happening, but not too much, just because it was, like, a long time ago, and I lost interest. So.
Some moments were pretty sick, though. That part where they saw that statue, that old school Egyptian...
Oh, the foot, right?
It was like a fertility statue. It
else.
represented, like, something of a fertility or something like that. Well, see, that was the thing. Like, you would think there would be more to a lot of that stuff, but when it came down to it, like, okay, we saw the statue when it was around before, you know, like, because I remember it was...
Wait a second, I have a perfect idea. Since I'm going to be jumping back into this, I'll watch the seasons all over again, and I'll retell the story to you guys.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Perfect, yeah, because, like, the one thing, like, that's why, what's his name?
Yeah, there's a lot of watching you gotta do, man. It's like an hour each episode, or 40 minutes without commercials.
That's gonna be a lot. Next week he's like, hey guys, I just watched it. He's all high on coffee. Like, check it out. Alright, look at it. What was this guy's name? I forget. Joey. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. The thing is, Joey is like I said, like I didn't hate the whole thing of Lost, the whole series. See, what I hated was the ending. What I just like, that's what pissed me off, and how like they just like okay, no, I actually did hate the series. Never mind. Because I just remembered that there was so much that the writers would always say, like at conventions or expos, whatever, and they would always say, like all these people would ask questions like, oh, what does this mean? What does this mean? And like, oh, we'll have answers for you. And they all have answers, and so on and so forth. But in reality, they were BSing. Like, they did that season, and I've even heard, if you guys ever listen to the Nerdist podcast, Damon Lindelof, right?
Yeah.
That's his name. Yeah, he's even said, like, they kind of screwed themselves. They're like, oh, crap. Like, they wrote all this stuff, and then they're like, now they just got to kind of come up with more stuff. It's like, yeah, they did have the ending intact. Like, they knew how they were going to begin and end it. But like I said...
But in the middle, they just
and they started, like, trying to come up with stuff because they're like, holy crap, we did this pilot, and now we got to write all this stuff, you know? So yeah, they were, like, everyone always said, oh, you guys are just coming up with it.
You think it should have been, like, a 3-season and that's it? Kind of thing then, like, you know, kind of like,
no, I mean, at least
7 seasons is a good amount.
I mean, if you like,
that's why Dexter's coming to an end.
Well, how many seasons is he into?
It's gonna be 6, right?
Well, no, it's 6 just finished, I think. Yeah, 6 just finished. 7's gonna start. They're ending at 8.
Damn.
But still, I think one of the talks was that they originally wanted to end at 7 because I mean, I know a lot of seasons are starting to end at 7 because how long can you go after a while before you kind of get not tired of it, but where you want to keep any show fresh, like to keep it like alive.
Yeah, and I mean,
and not give a fuck like the Simpsons do, and just keep doing it and doing it. And
Yeah,
doing it.
I mean that's why the Simpsons
like how long ago?
yeah, but the Simpsons sucks now.
That's
dude.
what I'm saying. Like they just keep going. They don't give a shit.
Yeah, well. See, the thing is, they're like Hot Topic. I mean, they were cool for us at one time, And now, like, we could care less. But there's new fans. And in time...
Really? I wonder how many little kids actually enjoy The Simpsons.
They still get ratings. Somehow, they still get ratings. That's what's the basis. The only reason... Because all the voice actors, they have high salaries. And every year, like... Or not every year, but every year or two or so, they have their contract dispute where, like, we want more money. Or you need to pay us this much. So at that point, Fox always gives in because why? The Simpsons make some money. Syndication, like the trademark rights of like putting all their stuff on toys, pictures, video games. It makes some money. So they give these guys they give them the paycheck. If the show had no ratings, no nothing, and Fox would be like, "Get the fuck out of here! Like we don't need you," and that'd be over, But they make some money, and it's like one of the longest running cartoon shows ever. I mean,
and that's why Fox brought back Family Guy.
Oh yeah, I know.
Because remember, Family Guy got canceled for how many years was it canceled for?
A couple of years.
It was gone for a good while. But then once Seth MacFarlane decided, whatever, I'm gonna put everything on DVD and the box sets, and those things were selling like crazy.
Yeah.
Fox took a notice of that, and you know what? Let's bring them back. And yeah, sure enough, since that. That mistake of them, firing. I think maybe the show probably, it still probably would have been as what it is now. But the fact that canceled and then bringing it back pretty much boosts up that show even more.
Yeah.
So Fox made that show bigger than what it was because of the whole cancellation.
Oh, I know. It did get a lot.
Yeah, because everyone was like, oh, hell yeah, it's back. And so when it did that, it outdid The Simpsons. And that's why there's that whole feud with it. Even though I like that. There's a couple of episodes of Family Guy that they do little Simpsons references of like, have you seen that one where everyone's after, I think O.J. Simpson is living with Peter and them?
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, everyone's attacking O.J. Simpson because he's living with them. And at one point, the whole town community's like at Peter's house and they're telling O.J. It's like, no, get out of here, O.J. No one likes you like they did in 94. And then out of nowhere, there's a quick Homer right there going, don't! And then he just walks away. So it's just like that cool little thing like, no one likes you like the way we did in 94.
Yeah.
Some pays respect. So.
Yeah.
Matt doesn't. I'm sure he doesn't like that guy, and he doesn't like
Matt Parker and Trey Stone, right?
No, I meant actually Matt Groening.
Matt Groening, right? Well, no, I mean I don't.
Oh, he's called Groin.
Groin. Matt Groening.
Matt Groening.
But I mean, hell, we don't even know. Maybe he doesn't even like the Simpsons just because he's on the same network. Probably doesn't even like. I mean, because they are making fun of the Simpsons.
Yeah.
I mean, the Simpsons made it possible for there to be a cartoon show on prime time, hours, and there's been so many, but they all failed. Not just on Fox. Like I remember there was like Capital Critters and Family Dog and like Fish Police. These are all these damn shows that were like on other channels when The Simpsons roughly like after that came about. They tried to put them on. They all failed. Like nothing could do it.
If you've never heard of these shows, that's why.
I'm all like, what?
I know. I looked at Schweddy's face and he's like, what the? Like his head was about to explode. Like all these names that he's never heard of.
He just looked. Seriously. We're like the 80s. Huh? Where did that go?
Wait, what?
I don't worry, I got it.
I didn't know. Wait, what?
Well, all those shows you're talking about from the 80s, right?
No. They were like, I believe, early 90s. Might have been late 80s,
Yeah, because
early
remember
90s.
The Simpsons came out
Around that time. 88.
What, 88, 89?
I was like, I think in second or third grade when they came out.
Well, you're pretty old, so
I know, dude. I'm 30, so if this was like, let's do them. I can't do the math. I don't think you're gonna try, but I mean,
from 2012. That's what.
Yeah, okay, let's do that. Yeah, I graduated in 2000, so let's see, that would make it in 90 something. I remember when The Simpsons were new. My mom bought me a book, and I was in third grade, and it said The History of The Simpsons, and I'm like,
for one moment, I'm sorry to cut you off, but for one moment, my mom, she cut me off from watching The Simpsons because she watched too much goddamn news.
oh really?
She was like, oh no, esto no puedes verlo. I was like, come on, I didn't even being a kid at that time. I was like, are you serious? This is a cartoon. What are you talking about?
She probably walked in right when Itchy and Scratchy came on. You're
yeah,
like, oh!
Horrified her is like the worst thing she's ever seen.
I had a friend in elementary whose mom would not let him watch The Simpsons.
Oh, really?
He couldn't watch like freaking Married with Children.
Well, that one I can understand.
Yeah.
Well, it's a true story. We weren't actually allowed to watch Ren and Stimpy when my mom was there.
Oh yeah.
But the very first we did watch one of the early episodes. It's the one where Ren gets really sick and Stimpy takes care of him, and then Ren loses his teeth. That it was like the double episode thing. You know how they do 15 minutes. You were a baby. It was me and Cesar. We watched that episode. After that, we weren't allowed. My mom had something against watching stuff that was gross.
That shit was gross.
Yeah, but she wouldn't let us watch it. And it pissed me off. Anytime there was something gross or whatever, we couldn't watch it. I remember my friend. He came over. His name was Vince, one of my childhood friends. That when I was growing up, he came over with the Garbage Pail Kids movie. He's like, "Hey, let's watch it." And my mom wouldn't let us watch it because it was gross.
Yeah, it's really gross.
What the hell? My mom always had an issue with us watching anything gross. Do you guys remember? You can't do that on television.
No.
That was an old television, early Nickelodeon. I think it was from Canada, and I believe was it Alanis Morissette in that show? I don't remember, but yeah, there was this cook on there, a fry cook, and the kids always went to go eat. There was a sketch comedy show for kids, right? And it was from freaking
pre all that.
Yeah, it was the 80s.
Well, yeah, then I'm just saying pre all that.
Yeah,
Kind of a time frame here.
Yes, it was the 80s.
The 80s. Where did that go?
And that was Schweddy.
All right, we're gonna take a break right now.
I'm out of here.
We're gonna open up for the meet. Oh, actually, I'll throw that at the end. Never mind.
Yeah, when we do our plugs at the end.
I'm opening up for Carlos now. What you guys know about that? Shit.
Flash forward to a year, and Edgar's all in the mainstream Saturday Night Live, hosting shows on Tonight Show, and Conan.
I'm on the streets of New York saying we'll do jokes for free.
Come on,
Sorry, man.
It's coming out of the Rockefeller building. I'm like, come on, man. I give you a break.
Just in your face. I'm like, I don't know you. Who are you?
He spit in the cup. There's your change.
You're about to pull on the limo, and we're all in shattered, ratted clothes, in the window, knocking. Remember us? Edgar Schweddy, Brothers Bear Podcast. Yeah, that's sad.
I told you not to bring him on the show. He's not even blood.
He's not a bear.
He was only a guest host.
Until Cesar got here.
That's freaking hilarious.
I went all the love too with that segment that I was talking to you about. I was like, if I was going to be a stand-up comedian, this is what I would do. Go straight up to the stage, just look at everybody, and just freak out and start crying and start pissing all over my pants. I'm in and I'm out, dude.
No, ladies and gentlemen, our next comedian, he's a good friend of mine, and this is his first time coming to the stand-up, and his name's Edgar, but he goes by Schweddy. Give him a big round of applause. Schweddy! And it comes up yeah. Did he just piss himself? Yeah, look, he's crying.
Oh, man, and the tears start rolling down my face, man.
It'll be, and after we go back on the stage, to bring the next comic, it'll be like that scene from Coming Into America, where it's
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that boy's good.
Oh, dude.
If only, man.
Dude, I love freaking just that movie. I love there's a scene in that where they're handing out the baskets for the donation, and then Arsenio Hawes, the old man's eating a piece of chicken, and then he passes it, and he puts the piece of chicken in the bag. He's like, donation. I thought it was the trash. Oh, dude, I love that
That's
movie.
a good movie, man. I
Freaking
love that
sexual
movie.
chocolate. Oh,
Anytime it's on Channel 5, man, I'm there, dude.
that's a great movie, dude. It never gets old. It's funny because I was actually thinking
Never gets old, seriously. And the actual version's fucking way better than the Channel 5 version.
Well, any actual version's better than Channel 5.
But I found myself laughing like fucking way harder when I actually saw the.
It's like when you watch Mallrats on TV. It's the worst movie.
Oh, it's the worst.
But
dude,
honestly, it
Christ.
makes the movie 10 times better sometimes. Like,
Oh my god!
it's like fly, fat soul
sucked.
fly. You're like, wait, what? Jason Mewes' voice is not even in the movie, like for 90%.
Yeah, dude. Oh man, that voice actor got paid for that one.
Yeah, what was I gonna say? I don't even remember. I wouldn't even go back to that movie. But anyways, like, it was just, it's funny because watching Coming to America, that's one of those movies where, like, yeah, that movie came out in the 80s, but it's still, like, you could watch it and it doesn't feel dated. Like, yeah, you could, you know, by the time of, like, obviously the cars and probably the clothing, but yet it plays so well.
The Gerald curls.
Yeah, the soul glow. Don't let your soul glow. Just let it shine.
Oh man, I can actually use that shit right now, man. Get me a nice fucking curl.
That's what all the ladies want.
Just call me Schweddy Curls.
That's your new nickname now.
You look like you'd be sweating, dude. I like when they're sitting on the couch, and then when they stand up, it's all wet from their head. Oh, dude, I love that movie, man.
Classic movie, man.
There's like this cool little reference in there from Star Wars, because you know how James Earl Jones plays Darth Vader, and when he shows up at the McDowell's, and then he tells him, he's like, "Oh, you want me to call?" You know, and he's like, don't alert him to my presence. I would deal with him myself, or something like that. But that's what Darth Vader says,
yeah,
like when they're like when they're coming, and he says he's like, don't alert him to my presence. I would deal with him myself. Ah, Christ, the quote is something like that. I can't even word it out, but I was like, oh, bad. I'm like, I wonder if at the time, like, nerds, like, you know, or the geek culture at that time were like, that's Star Wars bad, you know?
I think so, yeah.
Like a cool little reference, and to this day, it's just cool that you could watch that. But
everybody saw that fucking movie back then.
oh hell yeah, dude! But they had a big legal dispute with that movie. What happened was there's this guy Coming to America. There's a guy, I don't remember his name. So
McDonald's.
I'm
no.
learning something new right now.
They got in trouble because there's this guy who came to Paramount and said, I have a script for you guys.
Oh, that happens.
They
all
read the
time.
script.
I already know where that's going.
Yeah, they read the script, this and that, and they're like, man, they passed on it or whatever. And then later on, they end up making the movie. And the guy was like, hey, what the hell? Like, it's basically my script, like almost word for word.
Yeah.
And he took them to court. And he won because the judge saw how there was a lot of just similarities to his script that was like copyrighted before the film, all this and that. So they got in big trouble. And a lot of times the studios really like screw over. That's why like a lot of times too, because of that, they don't, you know, solicit stuff like, so like say if like I see like, you know, whoever, like I see Quentin Tarantino and I'm like, hey Quentin, can you read my script? They won't, because they don't want to get in trouble. Because there's that possibility. Like, that's why they, you know... It's
good for Quentin and not get that much kind of... that type of attention.
Or just anybody. I mean, it doesn't matter who. Like, no one can take that, because then they could just steal it. Like, I mean, it's kind of like if, you know, if you're a screenwriter out there and you see your favorite whoever... Don't, you know, if you give them your script, don't get, you know, hurt or sad that they say no, because it's just, they're saving their asses, because you never know, you know?
I didn't know that. Well, I mean, I kind of did, but I know it to a certain degree. It does not, because I do know a bunch of stuff. I mean, I'm writing a screenplay, you know, aside from me doing comedy or anything like that, I'm actually trying to write one of those like really crazy good indie flicks, because I mean the thing about
starring Cena,
yeah, but I mean
Sarah, Michael.
I knew what you were talking about too, because no one pronounces his name right. but for me, that's thanks to Santos, is that movies that you see on like just the normal, your traditional Hollywood movies, they're good, but when you actually watch an indie style flick.
All right, we just had an error. I guess because I was trying to...
Oh, well.
Yeah, we had an error right now. It stopped recording, so Carlos was talking. I guess it was me. I was trying to research something really quickly on the computer.
Christ,
so
I knew it was you. You didn't say that.
No, I mean, I'm assuming. I don't know if that's really what happened, but Carlos was talking about, you know, screenplay and indie film, so I won't search. I'll just, you know, search on his computer. But anyways, go on.
No, but yeah, like the indie films really bring it's in a way I feel like they're misunderstood sometimes. Because,
a lot of the time,
a lot of times, because I've tried recommending like these really good, like
you don't recommend an indie flick to any just regular.
But it's just because everyone always like, oh, you're the movie guy, right? I'm like, yeah,
you're the movie guy.
It's like, oh, you know this and that.
Give me a movie, man. Come on, man.
No, that was
like a crackdown,
dude.
I was like in high school, and even in like beginning, like towards the end of middle school, people knew me like that.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, what do you think of this movie? And I'm like, everyone kind of knew. It was like kind of like when I would wear my trench coat back in the day. I'm like, psst, come here.
And you're like enforcing there.
You ever seen Broken Flowers? Bill Murray at his best.
Oh man, Bill Murray at his best. I love that fucking movie. Yeah. And I can't just go to anybody and say, hey, watch this movie, dude. They'll think it's boring as fuck.
Yeah, for people that don't understand, Broken Flowers literally.
God damn it.
But I saw a movie at a young age. I was like, I was in high school, maybe even late middle. I don't remember what year it came out, but still, Broken Flowers, at the age I saw it, shouldn't even been something I would like for me to actually like. The first time I saw it, I was like, wow. And I started understanding, by sophomore year is when I really started getting into indie.
Jim Jarmusch, I believe, directed it. Yeah,
no.
I don't even remember who directed it, because I just remember when first hearing about it. Like, see, I don't know if I told Carlos about that movie or we both read it on Ain't It. I can't remember.
What happened was there was a weekend that Mom and Dad went to Vegas, and I had to stay with Raymond, our cousin's house. And there was my cousins back then had no cable, so I was just like flipping through the channels, and that damn was it Ebert and whatever it was on. Like, you remember when they would just talk about movies and what was good and what was not?
Siskel and Ebert.
There we go. Yeah.
They're both
one's
passed on, right?
No, one's dead. The other guy has like no mouth.
Oh, dude, that's fucked up. Let's continue, please.
But. At one point, like they were talking about movies, and I was just like, oh, okay. And then I don't know why Broken Flowers caught my attention throughout that list. And then later on that day, I went to the video store. It happened. It took a while, but when that movie was there, I was like, oh yeah, that's that movie they were talking about. I rented it, and then I ended up loving it.
Yeah,
and I own it now too. So, but
you should check his other stuff too. The director,
really?
He has the same kind of
like format in a way.
Yeah, it's very different.
And
he did a Ghost Dog. Have you heard of that one?
Yeah, Ghost. Oh, he did that one.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I seen that. I remember. I was like, the first time I saw the poster, I'm like, what? Yeah. Forrest Whitaker, a ninja, a fat guy. Get out of here.
And those old mobsters, man. Oh, dude, that's like one of the funniest movies to me. Like, I think that movie is so hilarious. Just watching those old timer gangster dudes just doing their whole mafia thing.
Yeah.
And that one guy is rapping. He was doing that dude from Public Enemy, the one that fucking rocks the clock.
Flavor Flav.
Yeah. He does like a whole verse, man. It's so funny, dude. It's awesome. Check that shit out, dude. It's so great.
Hey, go watch Ghost Dog, dog. That's how Cholo tells his friend to watch Ghost Dog.
Like,
hey, dog, go watch Ghost Dog, dog.
His homie Ghost and his homie Dog. Hey, dog, you go watch the Ghost Dog,
Ghost Dog. You know there's a cholo called Ghost and Dog.
Yeah, dude. Little Ghost. Big Dog.
I know a rapper named Little Holy.
Little Holy?
So he's kind of like a ghost, right? Holy Spirit.
Holy Spirit.
I'm assuming. I don't know. I should ask him. I'm assuming that's what he is. Or he's just holy. One of the two.
He does Christian. Like, how does he spell
does Christian rap, so that's why.
Like holy as a whole? Or
no, I think it is Holy. Yeah. Holy? Because I don't think because I don't know, dude. I'll ask him.
We'll get him. We'll have him as a guest one day.
Yeah, he raps. He actually records album. Maybe we could.
Jim Jarmusch did a lot of good movies. So like another one was one of my favorites is one he did with Jesus Christ, I forget his name.
You ran out of time.
Pirates of the Caribbean guy.
Oh, Gore Verbinski.
No, Johnny Depp.
Oh.
We're talking about directors, writers, and you went right into an actor.
No, Jim Jarmusch did a movie with this guy
Is
here.
it
And I forgot his
that?
name.
Okay, is it that one where it's like in
Brave.
black and white?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I remember I was kind of watching that a little. I never saw it fully, but I just saw kind of the intro.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm like, because it was at, like, I was just like, oh, Johnny Depp is in something I never heard of. Whoa, that's
Yeah.
just weird. Because usually he tends to do like at first when I knew,
Independent films. Yeah, he's got a lot of those indie flicks out there.
yeah,
And
but
that's one of them. That's one of my favorite Johnny Depp movies too. He doesn't really do anything too out of like the ordinary. It's a really pretty simple movie actually.
he's like Bill Murray. He chooses what he wants to do.
Yeah.
You know, that's why like he's at that level where, you know, now it's just like I think, dude, Disney wants him to do a fifth Pirates, and Johnny Depp, like, you could tell he doesn't want to do it, but you know, he just wants to see how far Disney would go. He said, "I'll do it for $90 million." Yeah, that would be the highest anyone right now. The highest paid actor is Robert Downey for $50 million for the Avengers. He made $50 million, which that kind of sucks because the rest of the guys, the rest of the guys, like, oh, I know him, like freaking being asleep like on heroin, like in someone's bed, and
now he's making millions and shit.
I just remember the first time I saw him back was in Bowfinger. I remember, I'm like, oh, there's Robert Downey.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was in Bowfinger. Such a great flick. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. But yeah,
I love that movie too, man.
Dude,
it's actually really good.
Wait, he was in that movie?
Huh?
He was in that movie?
I know.
Yeah, he's in that movie. He's in the part where Bowfinger goes to like the restaurant and he's on the fake phone, like, "Hey guys," and then that's when like he's overhearing like, oh, and he's like the weird movie producer or director,
okay.
and he's like, "Yeah, if you could bring me, I forget the Eddie Murphy's character. Yeah, if you could bring me him, I'll make your movie." And then he's like, "Oh wow!" So that's how they make the movie. But yeah, he's in that. He's like a small little role. But this was like when he was trying to get whatever work because no one wanted to work with him because he was a liability, just like Lindsay Lohan. So like Lindsay Lohan,
as far as like box office hits, I would think, but he did. I'm sure.
He was a great actor, but liability was the whole drug issue.
Yeah.
That's where he was a liability. Like Lindsay Lohan, they say she's a great actress, like she's really good, so on and so forth. But she's a liability because of the drugs. Yeah. You know, and that's the thing. And
she looks fucking awful now, too.
No.
She looks older than us, man. I mean, freaking, she's like younger than me, and I look younger than her. She looks like 40. Yeah, man, she's whatever, dude. That's messed up. But that's what drugs, bad for you.
Drugs are good. I mean, yeah. I just never mind.
Well, I mean, it just matters what drugs. I mean, you know, marijuana, weed.
Specific drugs are good for you.
I mean, that does. I have a friend that it actually helps him, you know, so.
If you're in uppers, man, upper drugs are good for you. Downer drugs are bad for you.
Rubbers, donors, screamers.
Laughers. Anyways, drugs are bad.
Yes. Don't do drugs, kids.
Don't go to the hospital, kids.
Remember when you
give you drugs?
Remember when you would pass an old Super Nintendo game? No, the Nintendo game or the arcade, and right at the end it would say "The end." Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs.
You're like, all of this? I just spent $50 for don't do drugs. But anyways, what were you saying about Broken Flowers and all that?
I don't remember. Well, I mean, the last note on like indie. I mean, I know sophomore year is the year I got into indie flicks because it was one of those like I had one of my best friends at the time. Kind of like we parted ways, so I was more to myself, and that's when I literally started picking up movies more. And then before these two movies got thrown at me because
what are you, a president? You're like this. 4 more years, because that's what they do. They do the fist with the thumb. They don't point. Right, sir, America. Anyways, go on. No one could see that. I don't even know.
For painting the picture, I had my fist like I was gonna. Yeah, it was like the form.
It's like the presidents. They do that. They hold their fist and they put their thumb and they don't point. They go, right here, America. This here. Who talks like that? I don't know what president, but
Bush.
Oh, he does, huh?
Ronald Reagan.
Oh, Reagan.
No, it was Bush.
Nixon.
Huh?
Okay, no.
No, it was. I think it was Bush Senior. He's the one like
Theodore
that.
Roosevelt.
Not Gandette.
No, but
Wouldn't be pretty.
But yeah, within that time frame, I was the good old days of AIM, AOL chat, and all that. I was talking to someone from I forgot what state, but it was like a small town person, and they had indie
Was he a small town boy?
But the thing is, their theater would literally show more indie flicks than actual mainstream.
Oh, that's cool.
So at that moment when they're like, "Oh, you got to check this movie out," and I remember she told me to watch Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind and then Donnie Darko, which I remember I was like, "What the hell is that?" Like I've never heard of those two films. So when I got them, I was like, "Holy crap!" They were amazing films. No one had heard of them. This is before they even blew up.
Yeah.
Because this is coming from somebody that, you know, the small town kind of has everyone knows every single movie. This, like, all the theaters that don't really have anything got these little cheap films.
Yeah.
And when she told me about it, I was like, oh crap. So I felt like I was ahead of the game before everybody. When it blew up, I was like, holy crap. But when Donnie Darko is a really good movie. I love it. But Eternal really hit me more than anything.
I love Gondry too, man. He's fucking awesome as a director.
And from there,
he's great. His music video. Oh, we can go on forever.
Hell yeah, dude! You ever seen those DVDs? Carlos has the. Yeah, that's one of his favorites, dude. Michel Gondry.
Michel Gondry changed my life.
Yeah,
and that's when I became like. That's when I wanted to write film. That's what, his style, his visuals, his writing. Michel Gondry is what made me wanting to become a writer, like a screenwriter.
Yeah.
When I saw Eternal and then Science of Sleep, I know a lot of people like.
I'm sorry.
Not a lot of people like the Be Kind Rewind, but I love that movie.
Yeah, that's a great film.
It's cool,
too.
yeah.
And then the fact that he created a whole new genre, like the whole Swedish.
Oh yeah, Sweden.
Sweden?
I'm sorry, I don't know why I said Sweden. Sweded, like a Swedish film. No, people do that.
Yeah,
that's his thing.
He created
that, and he does them himself. He actually Swedes his own, like other movies.
He Swedes, like now they even have a film festival every year in San Francisco, all because of him.
Oh, that's crazy.
And it's crazy. Like
have you seen his first one?
Which was it the one with Tim Robbins, right?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Tim Robbins. What's the game?
Check it out,
Howard the Duck.
Fucking Tim Robbins, man.
Bro, back from episode 1. That's how it works. You know how like movies, there's the first film, the sequel, and then part 3 is always taking you back to the first film.
It's kind of like that. Was it the 100 Degree of Kevin Bacon? How everything leads back to Kevin Bacon.
Either that or like Scream 3, when they talk about that all movies always end with 3s. Kind of like, you know, Batman Begins. Ra's al Ghul was in the first one. They come back with Ra's al Ghul. You know, I don't know.
I'm trying to find that movie.
Which one? Oh, okay. Yeah, just IMDb.
Human Nature.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I thought about it. No, I haven't. I actually wanted to.
Yeah,
I seen the trailer for it. But, Michel Gondry is one of those big... Well, for me, he changed my... Like, a lot of people love Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind. Like, they love it to a degree, but I feel like me... I haven't really met anybody that knows that movie the way I know that movie. Like, I studied that movie for shot, for, you know, the writing, the editing, everything. Like, I study everything. That's the one thing, like, because through Santos, that when I watch a movie, I don't just watch a movie just to enjoy it.
You break it down.
I break it down into layers. Like, big layers. And that's why everyone always came to me about, what'd you think of this movie? Because they knew I would break it down into layers. I would literally, boom, this, that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the editing was good, this, blah, blah, blah.
That fool's a magician, though, for sure, man.
Oh, hell yeah.
All his cuts are so easy, too, man, when you
see
him actually do it.
The Matrix 3D effect, the little bullet time, he created that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of the Matrix, and talking about that subject prior about writing a screenplay and making sure it's not copied or whatever. I go through a lot of what do you call them, conspiracies, if you will, or coincidences or whatnot. But there's this one that I've heard about, like I want to say like 2-3 years ago. That was pretty interesting. It was about this lady named Sophia Stewart. She's trying to sue the Wachowski brothers and James Cameron. I don't know if it's a success or not now or whatever. I didn't really follow too much on it, but she was claiming that she wrote The Matrix and she wrote Terminator, like in this one book, and like Neo supposedly was supposed to be a black guy, and the Matrix was after the Terminator. Like if you look at it and you put it together, like Terminator is what happened. Have you ever seen the Animatrix?
Yeah.
Do you remember that the fall? That part of the fall of the machines and shit?
Yeah. It's the Renaissance, right?
The Renaissance.
The Renaissance 1 and 2. Ooh.
And then the rise of the machines and shit like that. Like,
Yeah.
if you put the whole part into the Terminator context, like if you watch the Terminator and all that stuff, and then you incorporate the Matrix right after, like it goes pretty smoothly. But that's what she claims, and she said she even wrote a book about it and all that. She wrote the book. Like she wrote the script and everything, and she wrote a book. Like it's like, you know, a fiction book, and it's called The Matrix. I think that's what it's called.
Really?
I forgot about the Animatrix.
Oh, that's one of my favorite two animes, dude. I love watching that. I saw that a long time ago too. That shit hit me hard.
Well, I know the what you would call it, the Terminator thing. What the hell? I can't find it. I couldn't find it. But the Terminator, that actually has already been in court for James Cameron basically stealing the idea.
Oh, from someone?
Yeah, it's an actual. It's
Maybe
from an
it's
old.
Sophia Stewart then.
No, that was a guy.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's already been in court. And
Someone else is trying to rob that shit too.
Yeah, and this was like,
wait a second.
This is from an old, like, I think it was from a short story, and then they did it into a Twilight Zone episode. I tried looking it up. What you call
Bring
it?
it up for the next one.
Yeah, you know what? I'll bring it up, or you know what? I'll probably we'll just bring it up in the next one. I'll try to find it. But yeah, it's this website. I go to craftit.com. They have a lot of articles, and I remember reading about like movies that you think are original, but they're actually based off of other films.
There's a lot.
And
That's a lot, yeah.
And Cameron, that was it. The Terminator was one of them. I think it was from a Twilight Zone episode also, and where it's a guy, it's a robot. You know, even has a scene with like the hands, like, you know, the future. Yeah. Like everything is almost the same. And I think it was like a German guy. And then even there's an old interview video from the 80s with Cameron, and he mentions like he was inspired by this guy. And then later on, doesn't give credit to him. So this guy came forward and be like, "Hey, what's going on here?" And they actually did pay him out because it ended up being true that he got the idea from that and stuff. And
then again, not a lot. Like that's the thing too. Like for like us, we know movies, we study movies, we get it. But there's like a lot of people that don't. You know, right now we're just really being informative about things. But a lot of movies ideas were taken from other like big time movies. Like the biggest one of all, Star Wars.
Or The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
I think The Wizard of Oz is a big influence in a lot of movies, and they try to incorporate a lot of those type of images and shit like that, and ideas and concepts into their own storytelling. I mean, storytelling is awesome. I mean, it's telling the ultimate story, which has been told already.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, it's just your version of whatever you think is the ultimate story, and I think it's awesome. I mean, I don't pick at movies to critique too much. I think everybody has some kind of message, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, like they want to, and most of the time it's positive. And on most of the crazy movies too, I always usually just get a positive approach on it, anyways.
But that's like everyone kind of feels that this movie's been done already. But in reality, every movie's been done already. Every single movie's been done already.
One, man. I mean, I can't even think of one that's like original.
Yeah, it's rare when it happens, and that's why when those rare ones happen, it's the greatest movie because it's like, how did we not come up with that? You know,
because he found a better way of doing it.
It's like I wrote a zombie screenplay, and there's one scene that I wrote that even Santos is like that hasn't been done.
Yeah, it has not been done in.
Well,
I mean, I don't know if you want to say it or not.
I'm not going to say it. Someone's like, wait a second. You tell. The listener's ear comes out of the mic. We're like, what the?
Wait a minute, what?
Little plug.
Someone's going to pull an Inception on your ass and just try to crack the code and shit.
No,
wake up and tell the truth.
But that's the thing. Like, every movie has been done at least at one point in time. Like, everything has been borrowed by some weird idea, you know? Going back to
I mean, because acting has not didn't start when someone created film. Like people were acting forever.
Yeah.
So like Charlie Chaplin was a pretty original character, but like he knew what was funny because everybody knows what's funny at that time.
Yeah.
Like he just did it really well, and he captured it on film. Was one of the first ones to do it. So people say like he's the ultimate original guy in that sense of acting, directing, and all that stuff, you know. But it's just influence, you know.
All right, here we go. I found it right now. I think it's 7 movies that you didn't know were complete rip-offs. So let's see. That's not it. The Matrix is one of them. The Matrix was a comic book. Oh yeah, there's so much. from this comic book. It's called The Invisibles, where a lot of it's like almost exactly the same.
Who wrote that one? That sounds familiar. The Invisibles?
It's probably one of those.
It was created by Grant Morrison.
Grant Morrison. I knew it was him too. That's crazy.
Oh, it's Vertigo. Never mind.
Yeah, dude. I love Grant Morrison.
Black
that was
Swan
awesome.
was a Japanese cartoon.
Black Swan?
Yeah, it's like an anime, dude. I've actually seen a lot of the clips, dude. There's so many clips that look exactly the same.
Who directed that one?
Darren Aronofsky.
There we go.
Oh, here we go. The Terminator was a bunch of Harlan Estein sci-fi stories. Let's see. We hate to be the bearer of bad news, but James Cameron appears to have stolen the story of one of his most biggest iconic films, a story of a man's overreaching hubris or whatever. Let's see. Hold on. Groundbreaking. I don't even have to read all that. Let's see. It's basically a trio of futuristic stories by sci-fi writer Harlan Ellison. And then basically it's these short stories. It's I have no mouth and I must scream. It's about an AI who becomes self-aware and decides to wipe out humanity. And they've even made like old black and white films of these short stories. And the scenes in them are exactly the same. And if you go to crack.com, it actually shows the scenes in the same. Like it's all the stories are the same. It even talks about like the android where like his hand, reveals it. Yeah. Talks about time travel just like the Terminator. And then and I accidentally clicked out. So yeah, I don't even know why I went all into that. That was pointless.
He's like, I got an idea. If I look it up, I could even back up my idea.
And then I was like, it's too much to read. I'm like, I don't want to read to the audience. F that. I'll do some research and repeat back. But, speaking of, I just want to jump in about like having original ideas. There's this movie that I saw recently, and I honestly, talking about movies for all you people, I don't think it's out on video yet. I saw it a certain other way, but it's called Cabin in the Woods. Seriously.
I forgot.
I've seen the preview.
Oh my gosh. It is my favorite film of 2012.
Patton Oswalt loved it.
Yeah. Like Patton Oswalt, Brian
Posehn.
The other guy, the Doug Loves movie, Doug Benson.
Doug Benson.
He was always talking about it. He had a director on it. All these comedians that were on that show were always talking about the movie. Like, it's such a great movie. It's like an original idea. Like, they take a certain idea that you're used to, but then they just turn it on its head, and it's such a great film. I mean, I can't talk about what the movie's about, really, without giving anything away. It's one of those where you need to go and watch it. And I am so shocked that no one has spoiled the film. Like, no one.
Don't spoil the film. Are you talking about Sixth Sense spoiling?
Yeah, like no one has spoiled the film. Like, and that's what is shocking. Like I remember with the Sixth Sense, everybody kept it hidden. The only person who spoiled it was Andy Richter by accident on Conan O'Brien. The movie had been out for like I think 2 weeks, and Andy's talking about the Sixth Sense, and he goes, and how they find out he's dead, and then Conan's like, wait, what? And then the audience like, huh? And he's like, what? Yeah, he's dead, and then he spoiled it for like America by accident. It's hilarious, but yeah, like I'm shocked no one has done it with this movie, The Cabin in the Woods. Yeah. I think it's 10 times better than Batman, Dark Knight Rises. Like I loved this movie so much that literally that night, like it was Sunday when we watched it, Sunday night, because we hung out with one of my friends.
Yeah, we were supposed to watch it and we didn't.
What?
Oh.
You invited us to come over to watch it. I'm like, okay, we're gonna go over and watch it.
Yeah, and then
we end up watching Chronicle, which is a good movie though.
It's still Chronicle was a good flick, but yeah, we ended up watching the Cabin in the Woods that night because my buddy Joe Romero, it was his birthday. We hung out and they came over to hang out, him and his wife still, and they were like, it's like, oh, we're still gonna hang out. So we're like, hey, you guys want to see Cabin in the Woods? I haven't seen it. No one has seen it, Myself, Allie, and then Allie's my wife, by the way, and his wife and him were like, okay, let's just watch it. So we decided to watch it, and no one knew. I really didn't even know anything much about it. I tried to keep mum about it myself. So we're watching it, and we just got all into it. We're like, oh my gosh. And after the movie was over, we literally, his wife knocked out, and us three were just online, just researching so much about this movie, reading everything I could. I even bought a book. I just got it today. And I can't show you it because if you see it, it would spoil the movie for you. But I highly, highly, highly freaking recommend this movie. It is, like, honestly my favorite film of 2012. Like, it's honestly going to rank up there with my top films of, like, Shawshank, Back to the Future, you know, The Professional, or Leon the Professional, Royal Tenenbaums. Like, it's up there. Like, I love this movie so much. Like, I spent the whole day, because Monday I worked. Like, that's what I'm saying. I was up hours till 3:30 a.m. and I had to work at 7 a.m. the next day, just reading online about this movie. And at work, all I'm thinking about is this movie the whole time. Just thinking about this movie. And I can't say really what I was thinking about, because then again I would spoil the film. But it's one of the greatest films like I've seen in a long time, and it's such an original idea. And it's funny because this movie was filmed in 2009, but because it was filmed with MGM Studios, they all were having that bankruptcy issue and all that. That this movie just kind of got stuck and wasn't released until finally it got bought by, I think, Lionsgate. And they released it last year, 2011. They showed it at, like, the South by Southwest. And that's where a lot of people saw it, and comedians. And it just got critically praised and everything. And it made money in the theaters. It's just...
It's a funny movie?
Nah, it's like suspense, right, in a way?
Well, I mean, you just gotta see it. I mean, the most I can say
well,
is
I'm
it's about...
helping the fans out right here. And anybody who's listening...
Alright, like,
you could
say... you can put it this way. It's about 5 teenagers that head out to a cabin in the woods, and and basically
it's like every scary movie.
Yeah, it's like that.
No,
put it that way. That explanation. That's the most I can say. 5 teenagers head to a cabin in the woods, and from there,
Willy Wonka shit happens.
Yeah.
Daddy, I don't want a boat like that one.
Oh man, but yeah, so that's what I want to say. I highly recommend Cabin in the Woods. So yeah, so sorry to interrupt. Gotta hit
that torrent.
Yeah,
gotta go to Pirate Bay after this.
I got it. Pirate Bay. But yeah, I was
gonna get a sponsor off of this shit.
Well, actually, we get in trouble.
No, come on, Santos. There you go. Mickey Mouse is the.
I know. Oh, what are you doing?
I feel like I'm gonna go to Disneyland with my annual pass, and it's like, are you part of the Brothers Bear podcast? That's him.
You like see like 5 guys in black and glasses, like he's over there. They're all like, "Mummy, excuse me, sir, can you step out of line? Where am I going?" And you just see like a shadow of you on like your knees, and then a gun behind your head. Issues dealt with, sir.
We got 1 down, 2 more to go.
Oh, for everybody to see, it's just like a surrounding. I need some water, man.
Yeah, go on, Pete.
Or some whiskey is what I'm drinking right now.
We're almost coming to an end.
It's okay. We'll keep going. I mean, the longest that we could go is a 110.
Okay. Well, should we? I don't know.
No, go.
I totally forgot what I was going to say again.
Well, regardless, Michel Gondry, and we were talking. That was where we took off of Michel Gondry originality in film.
He's one of the directors that helped me out as far as appreciating a film and wanting to be involved in some way with it.
Yeah, that's how I mean, even when I got his all his work, like both DVDs. The first one's way better than the second one. Not that the second one's like cheap, but the first one was
the second one's just him drumming, right?
No, it was just like a short. But he's a good drummer,
kids
though.
in his head, right?
Yeah.
Like,
That was awesome.
Their menus, you have to push play on one of them. It's not just him drumming the whole time.
I was watching the beginning the whole time while I'm all tripping balls. And I'm like, what's going on, man?
You can put kids' heads in drums?
It's been 7 hours.
What's gonna happen? It just says play here. Oh, man. What about Wes Anderson?
Yeah.
I love that guy.
I was trying to get into him too, but I couldn't find a way to throw it in. Like I kept
me too.
I kept getting interrupted, so I was like, never mind.
Easy.
I'm about to
Wes Anderson.
Rushmore is my favorite Wes Anderson, and
Royal Tenenbaums. That's my favorite.
I like that one a lot, but Steve Izuzu.
Oh, I love that one too.
Life Aquatics.
Life Aquatics.
No one could ever pronounce the beginning part, but it's Life Aquatic.
Steve Suso.
Right?
There's That guy.
I used to be friends with him on MySpace. Steve Suso. Every Friday he would post like, everybody put on your beanie caps and have a good weekend. I'll be like, yeah, all right, I'm part of the crew.
That's a good one.
We actually saw his last film in theater.
Oh, did you see that one?
Which one was that one?
Moonrise Kingdom.
Oh no, I haven't.
It's
seen
the same format like all of them, but it's a really good movie.
Yeah, and it's a good kid film too. Like, and not a kid film, but like, you know, like adolescence, I guess. Like, it'd be good to watch. Like, it's a great film. You know, it's a story about.
There's some inappropriate parts at one point, but aside
but
from,
it's done like tastefully, like
Yeah.
kid wise. Like, it's so innocent.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
should check that out. Yeah.
But yeah, Moonrise Kingdom. It's a really good. It does that format, the way that single front shot,
Yeah.
and then
How
the
he
introduction,
pans,
how it pans,
yeah.
his famous style, like of
How he intros his films are always the best.
Vintage.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are, dude. I love
Yeah, he
them a lot,
always
yeah.
does, and like there's an introduction in some form.
I wasn't a big fan of that Fox one.
I love that one though.
Fantastic Mr. Fox?
Yeah.
Wasn't that fantastic, huh?
Fantastic for me, man. For sure, dude.
I like that
kept
one.
losing track, like, just of what was going on. I wasn't paying attention much, for sure.
I actually, when they came out on Blu-ray, I went to go get it right away. When that movie came out, it came out the same day when Toy Story 1 and 2 came out on Blu-ray. So I got all three of them.
Damn.
Damn, why not?
I was balling that day. I was like, give me some movies.
Yeah!
Movie day.
What were you, were you gonna bring up the Eternal Sunshine and the Michel Gondry or no?
I didn't read it.
Oh, okay.
I kept looking at just because I was like, I'm gonna read it.
Well,
and
it'll be
then-
good to bring up next time,
Yeah.
Jumping the ball.
but we are kind of coming close to the end here, but I know there is a...
well, we could do like a whole episode on our like favorite director wise. I mean,
yeah, we should probably, we could talk about that. That'd be
to get more into detail about Michel and then
there, man.
Michel Gondry to do actual full Wes Anderson and whatever else.
Christopher Nolan.
I like I can't remember his name. I guess I don't like him that much.
David Fincher.
No. Girl, what's his name? I see his face. I see his face right now. The guy, Frank Darabont. There we go.
Oh.
He did the Green Mile. And then Marco
Shawshank,
Clark
right?
Duncan, dude. That sucks.
Oh,
man.
poor guy.
Yeah, dude. He freaking Mr. Green.
sorry, boss.
His time to go, man. Moment of silence, real quick.
All right, moment of silence for Marco Clark Duncan.
How long does that usually last? 3 seconds, right?
About, moment of silence for the Clark Duncan.
Yes, for 3 seconds. Long.
Ready?
Ready?
Wait.
On
Are we
3.
doing a count?
No, on 3.
Okay.
And then 3 and then go.
Okay.
1, 2.
And go, or you're gonna say 3?
Well, I'm
then,
gonna-
as in a sense, we go, or
I've
you
been
say
quiet
and
this
go.
whole time.
I was gonna say 3 and then go, but not and then. Just go. Just 3, go, and then we'll do it.
Okay.
You understand?
So you're gonna say and go.
Yeah, and go.
Okay.
No.
I'll
3
say go.
and go.
Can I say go?
No, 3 go. 3 go.
3 go.
1, 2, 3 go.
Did you see Hugo?
Did I see Hugo?
Which is actually going to be shown on Stars this weekend.
Which one's Hugo again?
That's what's his face too.
Bowen.
Oh yeah, I
Scorsese.
wanted to see that one. I never got to see it, but I heard it's a love letter to a classic film or something like that. I don't know. That's what they kept saying. It's a love letter to old silent film. I haven't seen it.
It's animated, right? I thought it was for kids.
No. No, that was the other guy, Tintin.
Oh yeah. No, well, I still thought.
Didn't you see
Scorsese
Tintin?
did a. Yeah, I did. I saw.
What'd you think of that? I haven't seen it.
That was fucking awesome, dude. That's
No,
like
man.
the best. Visually stunning is what I give it.
Damn, he was all. I know, head exploded and all, dude. Scanner style.
No, it's fucking sick. Like just the whole movie, the imagery and the effects. Like it looks completely real. Like I tried to fool myself. I did it on purpose. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna walk away. Stop paying attention. Stop paying attention. And then walk back. And believe me, it works, man. Being a stoner, you forget about everything.
You're like, what's that? Who's in my TV? Like, why are they trapped?
I have a cup in my hand. It's like, what am I getting? Anyways, I walked back. I completely forgot, and I look, and that just those 3-4 seconds, I totally thought it was like a live action movie. It's like, oh, it's Steven Spielberg flick, and I was like, oh no, man, it's animated. That is crazy, bro. I was visually stunned, man.
Wow.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
You know,
the hair. I mean, the skin. I mean, the teeth, man. It's fucking insane, bro. Now, and the dog, dude. The dog's fucking like, serious, yeah. It's all barking like a real fucking dog. Yeah.
I would assume so.
They get the wrong animal sound effect for the dog.
It's a dolphin, like the sound that the dolphin does. I love that thing.
Yeah,
The story with it too was alright too. Like it's cool. Like it's an animated movie, so I get to watch it more than once. Having a 3-year-old son,
oh wait, so
it gains appreciation actually. So.
But then you're gonna end up hating it though.
No.
Is your kid kind of one that just wants to watch movies like the same one, like with them?
That's with Cars too, so I don't mind not fucking liking that movie. Even though I have taken into a strong liking over Maynard, man. That fool is hilarious.
I recently saw. I recently saw part 1 again, and I really love part 1, but I still like it. Just I've tried watching Cars 2 3 times, and all 3 times I fell asleep.
Why don't people like Cars 2? I love Cars 2. What's wrong with Cars 2?
I fell asleep on it like 3 times.
I fell asleep so many times in Cars 2, and I've seen it so many times that I've actually seen the movie, so I actually know what's going on, you know? Like, I fall asleep to every single part I missed.
It's a great film.
It's
I don't
good.
know. I
It's
loved
cool.
it. I remember
Part 1 is more honest, and after watching it as many times as I have, again, for having a 3-year-old kid, Part 2, there's a lot of mistakes. A lot more mistakes than Part 1.
Like what?
Just like things that don't that break logic. I know it's cars.
They're cars talking. How much more logic do you need?
A little more, man. It has to make a little more sense, man. It can't be all just crumbly fucking stories and shit. You know, like just that's too silly. Is what I'm saying. Like some parts are too silly.
You're like my buddy, dude.
And there's some mistakes too. Like, all right, I'm gonna say one real quick.
Okay.
All right. The part in the beginning where they capture that one spy.
Yeah.
Right? No, wait, that wasn't it was the middle part. The middle part. It was the
I don't remember.
the Mustang. The
Oh,
Mustang that gets
it's
caught.
like a blue car, right?
Yeah,
the
blue car.
original,
Yeah.
actual before they get Mater.
Yeah, before he stuck that thing in Maynard's butt.
Yeah.
Car butt. Car anus. And so they're like, hey, this camera can kill you or whatever, right? And he's like, you guys don't scare me, and all that stuff. And then they're like, all right, it was that guy with that one glass thing, that fucking little the one that Urkel rode, that car that Urkel rode.
Yeah, he's the little French guy, right?
Yeah.
He's the one that loves Mustangs, I think.
No, it's the bad guy. It's the one with the
bad guy. Well, he has a monocle. I know. I kind of can't remember the characters, but go on.
Anyways, the guy's pointing the thing, the camera right at the spy, and it's gonna kill him or whatever. And right before that guy dies or kills him or whatever, that fucking guy with the glass eye says kill him. Right? He says kill him, and then it shows his wheel like touching the thing to kill him. So he's telling the guys to kill him. But he does it himself. That's it. So, little error right there, man.
That was a continuity error.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Hey,
Dude.
continuity errors is what it is, man.
There's a lot of movies that have that, dude. I always catch those continuity errors.
A lot of the high production films, though, they try their hardest to not have any of those.
Oh, I still
and
catch
especially
stuff
with
like
Pixar,
that.
like, come on. How much of that stuff do they watch over and over and over again?
Dude, look at The Dark Knight Rises. Once again, back to Batman. They're in the stock exchange. It's daytime. They race away. Right the next scene, it's nighttime. It's continuity error. Like, what happened? You know? But, yeah, it's funny the way because I have a buddy who was like, loves Toy Story 1, 2, 3, whatever. Loves them all. But then he's like, he hates Up. Despises Up. And I'm like, why? He's like, because it's too fake. What the hell? Dogs flying airplanes? That's just stupid. I'm like, you like toys talking. How is that even worse? Like, it's the same. It's like, he's like, no, I don't like it. I'm like,
it's a boy's imagination.
Which I actually want to do a whole episode on Pixar films.
yeah, I think, you know what? Because I had something. I actually teased it on the website saying that I watched Toy Story 2 And I saw something there that arose a lot of questions in my head that really made me dislike Part 3 a lot in certain aspects. I still think Part 3 is awesome, but certain things that just bug me. But I think, you know what, our next episode should really fully be about Pixar, because I have a lot of things I want to bring up about Pixar. But I think we should really talk about that, because there's also, honestly, my favorite film is Up when it comes to Pixar. Up is great, so I think also we could go into that.
So much, man. I cried.
Yeah, same here.
Actually, let's just save it for that.
Yeah, let's save it for
and
the
everybody
next
that
episode.
knows me, that actually for years I've been saying that. All right, I know a bunch of people that love Pixar. They just love it because it's their favorite movie. But you guys will now know how I break down Pixar movies and why Pixar is what it is to me now. Aside now, when we get into Michel Gondry more later, but there's a different view of how I break down Pixar to me.
Yeah. So, I think we should really get into that on the next episode. Because, I mean, it could kind of go into, like, because it could go in, like, Up. That one, myself, I mean, hell, that movie made me cry. And that was one topic I've been trying to bring up since the beginning, though. Movies that make us cry. And the reason why I came up to it, because, like I said, the one that I gave a shout-out earlier to my buddy Ricky, he was telling me that I was working shipment with him, and he was telling me that he watched The Notebook with his girlfriend, and he started crying. And I made fun of him the whole time. And I thought it was funny. And he was telling me that he's going to be going on a trip, a 6-hour road trip, and he's going to be listening to our podcast. And he told his girlfriend, like, oh, we're going to be listening to my friend's podcast. And she's like, okay, I'll just sleep. So she ain't going to be. But yeah, so that's why it's like, he's...
Who stars in that one? The Notebook? I'm trying to get a visual.
I think it's Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling, man, that sexy motherfucker. I love him, dude. Have you seen Drive?
Nah, I heard that one's but I hear mixed reviews on that. I mean, I hear you either love it or
that kind of newer type of genre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's actually just been added to Netflix. Is that where you saw it?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you don't. I forgot you don't have Netflix, huh?
I need to get on the times. Everyone's all like, oh yeah, I saw that shit on Netflix. Oh, I saw that on cable. I was like, saw that on Pirate Bay. It's all good though, man. I just gotta transfer, do a lot of transferring.
I just remember him and Remember the Titans. Yeah, he was in that movie.
It's one of those.
He was a cowboy. Oh, the California kid.
No, he wasn't a California kid. He was just the running. No, he was the quarterback, but California replaced him. Right? No. He was like not the running back. The guy from Scrubs, the black guy from Scrubs.
Yeah.
I remember like he's the one where like he goes after the wide receivers, but he's too slow. And I remember that's when I forgot his character's name, but the guy from Scrubs, he's like, he goes to the coach. He's like, I can't. They're too fast for me. He's like, well, you give him up your spot. He gives it to him, and he goes out there. I remember his dad's like, yo, where you take my son out, burn. And and that actually goes back to movies that make me cry. Remember the Titans is the one, but we really need to fully get into those. I think we'll go into that. We'll go because of, like I said, my buddy Ricky, crying during The Notebook gave me the idea to talk about those type of things. But I think that next episode will fully be a lot about Pixar, but also movies that make us cry, because it's a good segue from Up and movies that make us cry, because I think we will have a lot. So that would be a good. We're still good. That would be a good turn off. So yeah, I think we'll end it from here. We're at 1:13, and
actually, hold on, I have one last. No, I'm sorry.
Oh, actually, any plugs actually before we close off?
September 26th. Everybody that knows Santos and everybody that knows me, anybody that knows Schweddy, if you guys want to see cheap comedy, upcoming comics, myself and people that nobody's ever heard of.
Meaning price, not cheap comedy. Meaning.
Yes, cheap comedy.
If you want to pay little for good comedy.
Affordable comedy, there we go.
I thought you were downing yourself right now. You're alright, buddy.
I'm okay. I'm an amateur comic.
Don't put yourself down.
No. Affordable comedy with no 2-drink minimum. Right here in West Covina Lanes, right there inside, I'll say the fancier word, in the Venetian rooms, which is the banquet rooms.
Ooh, man, that sounds sexy.
Yeah.
There's slot machines in there?
There should be.
Just real quick, it's the West Covina Lanes because there's a West Covina Lanes and there's a Covina Lane. So not the one that's on Badillo and Covina, because that's where a lot of people went last time. It's actually the West Covina lanes, and that would be on Glendora, right?
Yeah, South 675 South Glendora Avenue.
Yes. That's where Skate Junction used to be. So all you people from West Covina, La Puente, and all that who remember Skate Junction, it's right there, that bowling alley.
Yeah, September 26th, I will host another show. It'll be my third one there. I'm bringing a bunch of comics, all good friends of mine. It's going to be a good show. I think it was like about myself plus 5 others. So it's going to be a really good show. That's the only thing I got plugging in right now. And other than that, I know I just want to end it on this. But I saw Paranorman.
How was it?
It was really good. It was a really good movie. It wasn't... It got away with a lot of inappropriate things for kids.
Really?
Yeah, it did. I was kind of surprised of like how much. I was like, oh damn, like
Animaniac style with the fingerprints.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Like, there was a lot of things. I was just like, what the hell? Like it got away with a lot, and it was really. I mean, yeah, of course it's zombies, but it's really dark in a different type. I don't know how to explain. You had to watch them, but it gets away with a lot that I would have not expected, and it is kind of scary at moments for kids.
Really?
I think that's why it kind of like when we saw it, the theater was kind of empty. I know it's an old movie, but still, when you watch it, a kid flick, no matter what, it's always packed. Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
so they didn't keep it kiddie. Like they kept it like good. Like even though it's a kids film, they went back 80s style. Yeah, like Monster Squad, that movie. Oh, I want to spend some time on that.
But other than like, just on a quick note on that, yeah, Paranorman. If it's still at the theater that you go to, go watch it. It's a really good movie. The zombie aspect, it takes zombies, but then puts a twist at the end. Like it's like, oh, what the hell? Like, and the kid's personality even throws you off. Like, there's a lot of things that throw you off, and it just doesn't. It didn't for me. It didn't feel like a kid movie. Like it could have passed as a more of an adult movie because little things like that. But it was really good. I liked it a lot.
What was it called again?
Paranorman. Yeah, one of my friends had seen it today, and she was telling me that she saw it, and like she said there were certain moments that were kind of like scary. Her kid was kind of like freaking out or something like that. But
there was this one part though, it got really like scary and whatnot, and there was like how empty the theater was. There was like a little girl in the front, and it got quiet after that scene, and really quick she had that perfect timing where all you hear is, "That was scary." And like the whole theater heard it, and it was like, "Aww." But yeah, Paranorman is a really good movie. Go watch it.
Cool.
So yeah. So what about you, Edgar? You got anything to plug?
Laker Minute. Got the Laker Minute here. Clock me, right?
All right. Ready and now.
D12 wants to practice with KAJ33. Balling up, man. Championship this year. Oh yeah, Steve Nash, Antoine Jameson.
Yeah.
Laker ball.
Woo!
Yeah.
So,
and on other Laker news, I went to this festival this past weekend. It was called the FYF Fest.
Yeah.
Let you know. So Saturday, my highlights Saturday was Black Mountain. They're like a Black Sabbath type of band. 70s rip. Sounded fucking awesome. They closed the night with the Growlers, which was another great one too. The Growlers. Everyone should check out the Growlers.
I know the Growlers.
They're from California.
Did you see M83? I love them.
No, I didn't get a chance to see M83 mainly because Black Mountain and the Growlers were closing that night, and M83 was closing too. I would like.
There was like different stages.
Yeah, it was a festival. There was 4 stages. Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, David Cross was the second night, but I didn't get a chance to see him. They had a comedy.
Yeah, actually, right now there's actually getting. I think I don't know if it's the first time, but they're actually doing a comedy festival here in LA.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
Which one of the nights I wanted to go to, Patton's night, sold out in a heartbeat.
We almost I could have went to that festival, the music festival you went to for free. Like really good, like passes and all that. But because like what you call it, one of Valley's friend Valerie, the one that she went. She I guess I don't know how, but she had connections. But she went to New York this weekend for school. But if she would have been here, we would have gotten him free. And I was like, oh, what? I'm like, damn it, I wanted to see M83. was like, I just fell in love with them recently, and I was just like, what the hell? Who's this band? Right when that...
The first night, too, was awesome, too.
Didn't I tell you
Saturday.
to listen to?
Huh?
Didn't I tell you?
Yeah, you did. You told me to listen to them, and then I watched the video, and I fell in love with the music video. But I had always, like, before you even brought them up, I had brought up that song, that Midnight City, but I didn't know what it was called because they used it in a commercial for Victoria's Secret. And I remember it was around Christmas time, and we were there at the house, and I remember I told Carlos, I'm like, who is that? That sounds awesome. Like, who's that? Who the hell is that? And then he's like, I don't know. And then that was it. And then I remember K-Rock started playing them, but they would never say who the hell the band was until finally, like, I was like...
Their other albums are good, too. I think it's just one guy.
I mean, I have all the albums now.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, Pirate Bay.
Bay.
But, no, it was so great.
They're awesome.
I really like them, though. And then you introduced me to, what's that other, Plastic Indian or something like that?
Oh, Neon Indian.
Yeah, Plastic Neon Indian.
Neon Indian, yeah.
Yeah, I love them too because they sound very 8-bit. They use a lot of like weird 8-bit.
And the 80s synth too.
Oh.
The 80s sound is getting like really, really big right now.
I love that,
and it's getting really good too. There's this other.
Oh, did you get Two Door Cinnamon's new album?
No, I haven't heard.
It's
it
really good.
Yeah.
Even from the. They got all like synth status in the
like
beginning.
What's coming in?
It has like that 8-bit Two Door Cinema Club.
Two Door Cinema Club. Oh, well, remind me.
Like right on their first track, it's really good.
I also checked out this one guy called John Mouse, and he's like a straight up like what do I want to say, New Order, like Joy Division, like rip from the 80s, and it's just him, and he's got his beat thing playing, but it's like, you know, sounds like a band or whatever, and he's just screaming his ass off, like, but it's all like dubbed over and shit like that, so it sounds awesome, dude. Like,
yeah, see, because that's what I love. Like, the thing is, it's like, yeah, I know, like last week I said I sound like a cholo and I got an accent and all that, but I ain't all into like the Art Laboe or anything like that. I mean, I do enjoy that.
No,
I do enjoy that because of my mom growing up.
Over.
I do enjoy that music.
I'm sticking to the Bridgetown podcast.
But I'm a huge fan. Like, I love like VMV Nation, Covenant, you know, A-pop, Birthday Massacre. Like, I like a lot of dark wave, industrial, synth pop, future pop. So that's what, like, anything that has a keyboard, I'm a fan of. So all this stuff you guys are talking about, these bands, I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, I love them. Like, so I want to find, like, you guys got to pass these about. Like, if you find bands like this, send them over. Like the fake neon, I mean, whatever they're called, the trees.
Neon Indian.
Yeah.
There's this other group too called the Light Asylum, and it's this black chick with this like young ass white dude. This black chick's like a big fucking dyke who wears this like dominatrix type clothes and stuff like that. Like, she's got the biker hat and shit. They fucking rock, and they're another like rip. Like, if you would imagine like Nine Inch Nails sticking to their 80s roots and taking like an upbeat, you know.
Wow, dude,
it's not too dark, but they use a lot.
It doesn't have to be dark. I enjoy it. You know, harmony, melody.
What I meant to say is like Trent Reznor before Nine Inch Nails. Like,
so you would that one album right before he remixed it, because there's the Purest Feeling, that album. It was because I remember you gave it to me, and what it was like, it was Nine Inch Nails, like, it was all 80s sounding, and then that's when like he got with the producer Flood, and then they made it sound darker for the Pretty Hate Machine, but it was Pretty Hate Machine before Pretty Hate Machine, and they took out like a few songs, but yeah, that sounds like so 80s, and I love that. Like, just raw and bare down, but also has like some weird synth sounds, like a trumpet in one, and like and I was like, wow, this is Nine Inch Nails, dude, this is awesome. Kind of like Ministry, early 80s Ministry.
The first night was my favorite. The second night was alright. There was some artists that I wanted to check out that I was somewhat disappointed on, like Yesayer. I don't know if you guys know Yesayer.
You know what? Alright, I saw Yesayer before they got big. 2010 Coachella.
Oh, I would have liked that. I think them being on the main stage with everybody's...
No, they weren't on the main stage. They were...
No, that's what I'm saying. On this one, it was like too much of a focal point. I think I would have enjoyed it a little bit more.
Oh, okay, yeah. During their set... A
little more personal, I guess.
When I got to Coachella Friday, they played Friday, and I was running on no sleep. And I remember they were on because they were on before one of the bands I really love, which was Rah Rah Riot. And I was dozing off during Yesayer's set because it just sounded like it was like the same continuous beat. And I remember I was just standing still, kind of, and I was like rocking back and forth, like literally like tippy-toeing, heel back and forth. But the music was good, but it was just putting me to sleep because I was running on no sleep that day. And I remember at one point I leaned too back like on my heels and I almost fell back and I caught myself. I was like, oh! And then after I was like, oh, okay, I'm good.
Some hipster looks at you,
Yeah.
like, hey, that kid's falling asleep. Let's get out of here.
But you enjoyed it.
No, I did. It's just,
okay.
that's
I thought
how
you meant like they sucked.
No,
like
no,
that,
that's how I
that
remember.
opening band for KMFDM?
Oh. Actually, I got other stories. I got worse bandmate stories now.
Oh, wow. That would be good to talk about horrible bands we've seen. That'd be good.
They were alright. I like their, speaking of Yacer again, I like their albums. They're really well produced. Another band that rips the 80s, like in all these bands ripping the 80s, like in all these different ways. Like they remind me a lot more of Talking Heads and Peter Gabriel, that kind of 80s shit. Like
nice.
they bring it back. I love that, man. I love hearing stuff that I didn't have the chance to hear. You know, you think like something that happened in the 80s is like stuck in the 80s or lost in the 80s or
man.
it should stay in the 80s. Nah, man, bring that shit back.
Yeah, I never believed that, dude. Like, hell, look at Depeche Mode. Still going strong.
Oh, man.
That's why whenever people bring up certain artists, like, oh, Lady Gaga and all this and that, I'm like, well, talk to me in 30 years to see if she's still huge, or certain artists, because Depeche,
She's
man, they're
probably
still...
be really huge in Alabama, I think, in 10 years only.
She might be huge, actually. But yeah, we're actually at 125. How much do you...
Well, that's it. There's a lot... one thing about that FYF Fest is that before they try to incorporate... They incorporate a lot of indie music, but for the most part, they try to go all over the place, I guess, in a sense. They're more psychedelic than... say you're like a rave fest, but it was cool. It was chill. The sun was fucking hot. It made it really bad on me actually. The first night, I took enough drugs though, so I'm alright. That night.
Where was it?
It was in downtown LA, right by Chinatown.
Oh, really? How much were the tickets?
LA's historic park or whatever. They were cheap, man. They were cheap. It was a two-day event, and it was real cheap. I think like $50 each.
Really? I wanted
maybe less than that.
That sucks.
A good variety of artists. The second night, Megan's dad, Tom Luzak, Holler, much love. He invited me, and his thing was Black Mountain, which
and
again,
Steve went too, right?
Steve went the second night. Tom couldn't. Old man Tom couldn't cut it the second night, so he gave me both tickets. And I was ready to do the same thing too and not go, but I ended up going pretty late, like 5-6 o'clock, and saw the late acts. So I didn't see anything early on Sunday, so I can't critique too much. But highlights on Saturday was James Blake threw a fucking awesome set. Black Mountain was killer, and the Growlers are awesome, psychedelic, awesome. And Sunday I saw a little bit of Nicholas Jar. I like a lot of DJ stuff, so try to stick to that. Glass Candy is pretty big in the LA area, and they put up a real good show.
Right on.
And that's all I can remember for Sunday, because I was still a lot of drugs in me from Saturday.
Awesome. All right, so there you have it.
The Laker Minute. How long was that?
Laker Minute? Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, all right, folks. So we're gonna. I think that's pretty much what we got going. So it looks like everything. Actually, I don't even really know how to end it fully, but I do know what I can say is after saying over 128 minutes, it's all in the bag.
In the bag.
Later on, guys.
And cut.